All right, ladies and gentlemen, our movie of the week. We're closing out Clifford's trilogy, and the last movie in the trilogy. That's right, Wakanda Forever. Came out in 2022. It's directed by Ryan Coogler. Stars Letitia Wright, Lupita Nyong'o, and Angela Bassett. The people of Wakanda fight to protect their home from intervening world powers as they mourn the death of King T'Challa, the Black Panther. Clifford, it's your movie. You may begin.
Oh my God, what is there? There's so much for this movie, okay? Like, this movie snuck in multiple tributes to Chadwick Boseman through tributes to T'Challa, right? It's about raw, layered grief, about responsibility being thrust upon you with Shuri. Shuri going from vengeance to mercy. You know, Namor is like kind of erratic, but I love it. Telecon is visually stunning, culturally rich. They hired people for they hired specialists in Mesoamerican heritage to like flesh everything out in this movie. I like Tono Huerta as Namor. I'm okay with it. Big changes. I love comic book Namor. I still like this one.
John's Comics with Friends says this movie gets unnecessary hatred. It's powerful, intelligent, exciting, and creative. Namor is better in this film than ever in the comics.
I can't disagree. I can't disagree with that.
Yeah. It's
because I don't like him in the comics, but he's good in this.
Yeah.
And I like now that I'm able to watch the movie now with more perspective. The mirroring of Wakanda and Talokan is so good. It's so well done. And I don't know. And I'm even gonna cut her some slack. I actually enjoy Letitia Wright more having watched it after not watching it for so long.
I do. Me too. I liked it better the second watch.
I can see that.
Yeah, this is like my fourth watch, but it's the furthest removed I am. Now, one thing that this movie, I keep mentioning grief. I dug into this movie the day I sat in the theater and watched it because I absolutely know that feeling of powerlessness when someone you love is dying. And I thought that opening scene captured it 100%.
I couldn't agree more.
I was in for the ride after that.
She's ignoring everything else because if the focus is I gotta save him at the expense of everything. What I looked and you may guys roll your eyes, knowing this, watching it this time, I looked at it in a different light. It's a movie 100% about grief, and I was like, well, you know what? There are 5 stages of grief, right?
Mm-hmm.
And each of the main characters almost embodies one of those stages of grief. And I wrote it down for myself. So Nakia, until the very end, almost is in denial, right? She moves away to not deal with it. Okoye is angry the whole time because she feels like she failed. Shuri is bargaining the whole time. If I do this, I'll make it right. The queen is obviously depressed because her whole family's basically dead. And M'Baku, if anything, is the only one who's accepted it, and it's now we got to move on and do this now.
He's one of my favorite characters.
I think he's the best character in the whole movie, to be honest with you. But
I
mean, when he shows up eating the carrot,
he was like, he said, if my men were there, we would have had the fish man.
Yes,
right in front of bound. Yeah, and Koya was like, if your muscle bound brain was there, y'all be eating on your own furry something. And he was like, you bald-headed demon.
He's also very wise because, you know, even though you know that he's gonna fight for Wakanda, he was talking about Namor. He's like, they call him El Kulkulkan.
Right.
Yep.
It's like, if you kill their god, will they not try to
forever?
We'll be fighting forever if that's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So he's very intelligent when it comes to that.
I want to argue for Queen Ramonda being the symbol of denial, because
you could say that too.
She spends most of the movie portraying strength, right, and the image of authority, right, and not letting the world see weakness. But then, as soon as they're alone, right, and her daughter is captured, I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world, and my entire family is gone. Have I not given everything? And that line just silences when you're watching the movie. Just
The line that got me this time was when, and I love them when she's like, "Take your kimono beads off. We're gonna go and just kind of go back to basics, go back to nature." And then they're walking amongst the elephants and that whole thing. The line that got me was when Cherie says something about, "That's just a construct of your mind," and I wrote it down. She says, "What construct does your mind create? Does it offer you comfort or torment?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, yeah.
Yeah, let's not forget the scene between Sherry and Killmonger.
Yeah.
That was a powerful scene in itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't like Riri on a rewatch of this at all. It really bothered me in this one.
You don't like Riri at all anyway. So
I like Riri from the comics, and I'm not getting Riri in the film.
I'm talking about for the movie. I'm talking about movie Riri. You don't like her at all.
I just don't like the way they're portraying her. She's in her own show, but they don't make her a great person in this one to start off, because she's already cheating on homework in this one to make money.
Right, but I do like the connection of like when she's talking to her at the end. It is a clean go into her show.
I'll give you that.
With the way that they have their interaction back and forth, she warns you, like, if you get caught up in stuff, I can't save you. Because remember, we had the question of where's Shuri at? You know what I mean? While she's like, I won't be able to save you. She fixes her car for her, which is a big part of that show as well. And she's still like dealing with the hurt of her stepdad, because she was like, before, and they have that moment. So I do like that. But I also think that she could have done a lot more in this movie. I felt like when they captured her, she was just sitting on the couch the whole time. You know what I mean? Like, and Shuri was the character. I feel like she could have did a little bit more.
I do want to address this comment.
Cliff, what you said about the realism of loss or impending loss is the reason I haven't been able to revisit this movie the past 6 months since my mom passed.
It's fair.
It's very fair.
Understand that.
The only, and it's not even a green shirt guy moment, the only thing that slightly took me out of this movie, and I move on very quickly, is the part at the beginning where his coffin floats up into the ship. And I get it, it's Wakanda. It just looked weird. It just didn't work with everything else that was going on in that scene, especially when they take him out to the woods afterward. I'm like, it just didn't work for me. But again, I moved on quickly.
Yeah, the music in this movie is phenomenal.
Yes.
From the score to the songs that they choose,
everything is great. Atmospheric at all times, whether it's action or grief or exploration. The tones match everything. Like the music when they're exploring Talokan, the Rihanna song at the end during the credits, like every single choice is so intentional, right? And works. More importantly, that it works, right?
This is a funny scene where the guy's like, they got an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Let me ask you this question. Does Lake
I will say I'm not crazy about Riri here, but I like her more in her show because I think I know what the show is trying to do with her, but my lack of faith in Marvel sticking their landings, it has me up in the air. But I will say, absolutely, she truly proves her acting chops in the series.
Yeah.
What was your question, Green Sugar Guy?
My question is, do you think that Lake Bell's character shows up again?
Who?
The scientist at the beginning that was on the helicopter? the chick scientist, because she's a
She
pretty
died.
good actor.
She died though.
Do you never see her body?
No, but she's.
I mean, he threw the helicopter like pretty hard.
Right, but
I mean, you're right. There's
they
no
got
body.
the suits, they got all kinds of things, and she's a big actor, and we're talking about comic books, so that you can backdoor how the person didn't actually die. I just think she's a big enough actress that
apparently it is still open-ended. It is still open-ended, and if she died or not.
We have to figure out what character she.
Well, she. All we know is she's Dr. Graham. So, like, who's
Right.
Dr. Graham to Marvel?
Yeah. What else about this movie? Namor, name more. Since Endgame, most of the MC movies and shows get unmerited hate. They haven't all been great, but definitely not as bad, people say. Listen, it's still enjoyable. Overall, it's enjoyable. I mean, we're just critics, you know what I mean? We're comic book critics. We're movie critics. Like, we can be overcritical at times, but overall, it's enjoyable. A bad movie is no worse than a bad comic book event. We keep going past, you know?
Well, I didn't come out of this
event,
going, this movie was not one where I came out and went, eh. It was good. Is it the best MCU movie? No. But it was, I liked it. I enjoyed it. It was really, for its time, kind of different. And, you know, in the way they incorporate Neymar was pretty kind of inventive.
Yeah, I enjoyed what they did with Namor. The way they did him was great. I got tired of people saying like, "Oh, why is he over there? You know, why he's in South America?" I said, "Well, because there was another film called Aquaman."
Right.
And it would confuse the casual, like it won't confuse us because we're comic book people.
Right.
But the casual fan, it would confuse the hell out of me. Like, is that Aquaman? No, that's Namor.
Right. Did you not notice the wings on his feet? Completely different character.
Yeah. Right.
I love the wings on his feet. I love it. I was so happy that was like, we're sticking to this.
Me too.
You know, that they stuck to his mutant origin. You know, I mean, obviously there were changes to make it work for this story and for this universe, but all changes that I was very okay with.
Was this before or after Marvel bought Fox?
Oh, well after.
Yeah, it's definitely after.
Okay, so they can mention. Okay.
The mutant part. I'm a mutant.
Yeah,
because they couldn't say mutant before. Remember, they had to say like miracle and stuff like that.
Yeah.
The thing that
John,
I noticed,
we did mention the music.
One of the things I noticed this time that I don't think I noticed the first time, or maybe the second time I watched it, is you notice that the Talokans, when they're above water, are blue, but when they're underwater, they're all flesh.
They're regular. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because they're getting proper oxygen.
Right. Well, I don't think I ever noticed that.
They are what they need, what their bodies need, right? So I was like, wow, that was very well done.
Yeah.
It is. I like the fight at the end with Shuri and Namor.
Even though she had to turn on the off the air conditioning to beat him.
What do you mean though? I think that's a smart thing to do.
It's interesting. I don't think they explained it well enough for it to make a whole lot of sense, but I didn't fight it.
Yeah, because he was depending on that was one part. He was depending on the water that was on his skin.
Right, but he can breathe the normal air anyway.
Yeah, but not perfectly.
Or his power comes
I understood his power. Well, not his power, but for him to be able to breathe both, like he's a man of two worlds, if you will.
Right. I see what you're saying. What else? Favorite part of the movie?
I already said mine. With M'Baku and Okoye.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is okay. I think that is one of my two favorite scenes. I really love the exploration of Talokan. I feel it's such a beautiful, like some movies waste it. I don't feel like that was wasted here. You know, I felt the world building like that took place was good. Not to mention, it's like I happen to have a suit you can use. It's like because you killed some people.
Right. That was a funny part because he got real serious and he was like, unless you have a suit. That was pretty good. I love
the part where they're attacking Wakanda, and M'Baka goes, "Ooh, the feather serpent got," and then he's like, "Here, hold this," and jumps in the water. He's like, "I'm gonna go get him. You guys aren't."
Yeah, right.
The fish man. Yeah, this was a really good movie. My favorite part. It'd have to be the when they attacked Wakanda, and Namor was just going and destroying everything. The way he would destroy the helicopters, pinpoint, and then his face off with the Queen, and the fact that he just was like, but he told her.
He did.
He told her. He said, "If you do this, I'm gonna come and kill you."
Yeah.
So,
well,
and he's only trying to defend his empire, his people. So
that's the thing too with the Queen, where she had to know that there would be some kind of retaliation, where she called for him to go talk to him while they're saving Shuri.
Yeah.
You knew there had to be some kind of retribution, but she almost looked surprised, like, "You're really coming now?"
Yeah.
I did love when Okoye and I can't remember what it is are walking down that street, and it's all wet, and she instantly knows, "Oh, this is bad. There shouldn't be water in this street."
Yeah. Oh, I know what my favorite scene is now. The end, where the young man is introduced, and she's like, "What's your name?" And he's
Don't say it, because that's going to be my question.
Well, he says the name and who he is and all that, and I was like, that's very nice. That helps out. Just get a little time travel in there and
it's not gonna be time travel. It's gonna be the Secret Wars.
It's gotta be the reboot. But you know what? See, Bizzle, my original plan would have been amazing. Why did Kang capture my child and all of that? That would have been great.
It might be that child though.
No, I have a feeling
might be that child growing up.
I have a feeling they're so invested with
That's
Kang.
a waste. But then what do you do after the reboot?
You have your new Black Panther, T'Challa, and that's it.
Yeah.
You don't deal with the kid?
Nope, just finish.
No, I don't think Marvel's going to do that.
It's going to be a full reboot. It's going to be a whole different universe.
Well,
I know, but I think it's going to be that kid, though, aged up.
No, it's not going to be that kid.
I'm telling you it's going to be that kid.
I'm randomly telling you it's not going to be.
How old is that kid right now? Probably about... He's
6 or 7.
12, 13 in that movie, when this came out, he's probably 15, 16 easily right now, if not 17. So by the time they have to film, he'd be in his 20s.
Young Black Panther. No, well, they call it T'Challa. You think that wasn't their plan though, or they changed their plan?
They changed their entire universe plan since then.
Well, technically no, because they were gonna do Secret Wars with Kang Dynasty. It was gonna be Kang Dynasty, and then it was gonna be Secret Wars. So this could have still been a part of that original plan.
Secret Wars is
they were also supposed to give us Armor Wars. We all the plans changed. It's all gone down.
A lot of plans changed.
All right. We're gonna have to talk about this in the future. See how
there you go, Majors.
It comes out. Let's get some numbers. See, Bizzle?
I'm not gonna go too deep into this. This is one of my favorite films of all time. I'm giving this a solid 9.5.
Wow.
Oh, very nice. Clifford?
I'm right there with C Bizzle, and I'm maybe because I'm so connected with issues with grief, but I give this movie a 9.
Very nice. Green Green Shirt Guy?
I like this movie a lot. I don't know if I rate it that highly because it's not in the Marvel pantheon. It's lower down, and doesn't make it a bad movie. I like it a lot. But I'm going to give it an 8.
8. I am also giving this movie a 9. It's a really good movie. Deals with everything, especially with the passing of my mother recently. Earlier this year, it hit some tones when I watched it, and it is dealing about grief and Ryan Coogler. Now that I've seen a few Ryan Coogler movies, I now see how he films things certain ways. Yeah. So I appreciated that when I was watching it. But yeah, I give that a 9, and it gives it an 8.8. And then we'll get Phil's at some other point and see. But it's 8.8, not bad. That's 2.2 over the IMDb. What's wrong with you, IMDb? What's wrong with you?
There's a lot of people out there who their biggest gripe is, why did you not recast Black Panther?
Yeah, I get it.
And I do get it, and I feel for them. But I feel like those people went too far and were dragging this movie down.
Yes.
This movie 100%. Served a purpose. This movie served a. Now watching it again, it needs to be in the MCU. It needs to be. It served its purpose. All right. So Clifford, thank you for your trilogy of movies. They were wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.